Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jan Kjelstra and I'm a dairy farmer from Saskatchewan, Canada. But today we are not in Saskatchewan. We are in the beautiful state of California, United States of America. And we're here at a dairy farm. We're gonna film a tour video. I'm looking forward to this. It's always nice seeing dairy farms in other places, see some things we're not used to. So with that, let's go meet the farmer.
Hi, my name is Matt Strickland. We have Double Creek Dairy in Merced, California. We milk 2,200 Holsteins, 500 on De Laval Robots, and 1,700 in a double 22 herringbone parlor. This is my son Bradley, my wife Sarah, my son Russell, Halia, Bo, Toby, and Aubrey. So on our robots, we're a guided flow system with 8 VMS, split into 4 pens, so 2 per pen. We got entrance gates the cows go through to get into a waiting pen where they go to the robot. The entrance gate will either sort them to feed if they don't have permission or sorts them for milk. We do have sort pens, so any special needs cows or training cows that we're training to the robot, they can go into those sort pens, and those have free access to the robots via finger gates. We also have finger gates on the feed alley, so once the cow's done milking, they go through the exit gate into the feed alley, and it's a one-way gate to back to the beds, so they cannot come back to feed unless they go through the sort gate. For bedding, we're doing composted separator solids. So what we do is we spread it out in the summertime in our exercise pens, and we solar dry it. Once it gets dry, we scrape it up and pile it for the year, just make a stockpile, and then we do bedding about once every week to 2 weeks, depending on the needs. In this milk barn, this is dairy's all A2 milk, so we're able to market this in the A2 market. Our creamery takes that and makes some A2 powder. So that was kind of one of the reasons we segregated this dairy and built a milk house with it, was so we could segregate any type of milk we could get a premium from. So we're able to do that now, starting with A2. One of the other things we do that's a little different here is we don't feed any pellet in these robots. We train the cows to all come on their own without the use of pellets. We've done quite a bit of looking through the data to see if that affects the cows, and what we've noticed is it really hasn't. The cows still come on their own. Our fetching didn't increase a whole lot. The only way it increased is there's cows that we took directly off of pellets mid-lactation, or even coming back from dry. Those we have to fetch a little more, but any heifers or any new cows we brought into the barn and not started on pellets, those cows have adapted perfectly fine. So we run on a flush system here. We don't run on scrapers. We just use recycled lagoon water. All of our fresh water, everything goes to our lagoon. We let the solids settle out and we flush from the water on the top. We flush the dairy 6 times a day. In this robot barn, we do flush with fresh water close to the robots. Our county said we could not flush with manure water by the robots, so what we do is we use recycled chiller water, and as soon as our tank gets full, it just automatically flushes by the robots. So this is the milk house on the Robotic dairy. We got two 7,000 gallon tanks. It's basically 2 days worth of storage for us. It's a little bit overkill for the size dairy it is, but the truckers aren't interested in hauling half loads of milk, so it's kind of either put one tank or two, and so we went with two. Everything in this system is automated, all done on sensors and things like that. So the only thing we have to do manually would be like come in, and after the milk truck driver leaves is we have to close the main valve, so that way milk will pump into the tank. Even that's on a sensor, so if that valve's not closed, the robots won't milk into the tank because they would say that the milk's going to go on the ground. So we basically come in, we switch filters, and we make sure the main tank valves are closed when milk's going to go in there. And other than that, it's pretty much all automated. We got a PLC that runs everything, switches tanks automatically once they're full. We program the full height or the full gallons, and when it reaches that, it automatically switches all the valves over. Yeah, it's pretty much all automated. So we house our cows in freestall barns. Again, everything's manure water flush. We also have soakers and fans for the summertime when it gets hot. Soakers, I believe, kick on at about 70 degrees. The fans are all variable speed starting at 65. So at 65 and 70 degrees, they run pretty slow. As the heat increases, the fan speed increases. Again, everything's solar dried compost for bedding. So this is our dry cow pen. It's basically just an open lot with this shade. Our cows used to be in something similar, but it's where the robot dairy is now. So we basically converted this old heifer pen into a nicer dry pen with a better roof than what we had in the other pen, things like that. But yeah, it's pretty basic, nothing, too extraordinary. We do want to keep them, in as good environment as we can because they are mature cows, but no fans or anything like that. We do run soakers on them just because in the summer it does get hot here, so we want to make sure we keep them as comfortable as we can. Over here we have our screen separator. That's what we have for our manure system. All of our flush and all of our manure goes into one central location. We have multiple lagoons, but all those lagoons can pump into our centralized pond. From there it's pumped over the screen, or it's settled out and we flush out of that same centralized pit. So then the water gets pumped over this screen, we separate out solids, and it goes into the bigger pond here for storage, and we can use that for irrigation. So this is our feed area. We try to house most of our hay in barns, and then try to keep our more expensive commodities and feeds in our commodity barn, keep them out of the weather and reduce shrink. We run Kirby feed trucks. We got two 1400s and a 1200 mixer, and we run all TMRs. We grow most of our own silage, wheat, and corn. but we do purchase a little outside corn. We do feed a lot of byproducts here in California. We feed almond hulls is kind of the big one that's, you know, a local crop that we grow is almonds. So we get a lot of use the hulls for feed and the shells for bedding, things like that. We also feed whey from some of the local cheese plants. We also are using whole cottonseed, canola meal. We get some chaff from some hay exports. So they'll pack the hay down into smaller cubes for export, and whatever falls out of the press, they scoop that up for us, and we get that at a discounted rate. So we're able to feed hay a little bit cheaper that way. So this is our hospital barn. It's the original parlor on the dairy. It's a double 10 herringbone, Germania equipment. We milk all our hospital cows in here and our fresh cows. We collect the milk and pasteurize it for our calves. We also collect colostrum in here, and we pasteurize that and feed that for the first feeding to our calves. So this is our close-up pen, our maternity pen. All of our cows come in here, I believe about 21 days before calving. And we just have a maternity guy during the day and during the night that basically comes in here every 30 minutes to an hour to check and make sure if they need help with calvings. If they do, they'll push them in here into this chute, into this working pen, and they'll assist with the calving. If not, cow calves on her own, and they just process the calf. So this is a double 22 herringbone, old Germania parlor. We recently took off the Germania takeoffs, and we put in DeLaval takeoffs, and went in and put all DeLaval pulsation also, but still using the Germania arms and the Germania stalls.
So that is a pre-dip walkover sprayer. Sprays the cow's teats before they come in the parlor. And once that pre-dip is applied to the cow's teats, they'll wipe it off and then hang the milkers on.
Open, it's not, you know, it's got good airflow.
Right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's not a cage.
Yeah.
And there is enough room because it's the rapid exit. You know, it's got a lot of room, so if we ever did want to convert to a parallel, it's got the space to do it.
We just finished up with the tour here with Matt. Thank you very much for the tour.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
It's an awesome farm here.
Yeah, we appreciate it.